welcome back to another episode of MomCom. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Shannon.
And today we're going to do things a little different. We're going to put Shannon in the hot seat.
Here we go.
And we're going to get to know Shannon a little bit better.
I'm excited.
Yes, I am too. This is going to be so fun. And I feel like I'm going to learn things about you that I don't know.
You probably will, even though we've been friends for so long.
I know, but you kind of...
I know, because we always just talk about, like, this season of life.
But, like, before you were a mom, you were Shannon.
I was Shannon. I wasn't just Lucy's mom, Thomas's mom, Matthew's mom. I was me.
Which is how you're in my phone still to this day, is Lucy and Thomas's mom.
Yeah, because it was even pre-Matthew times. That's right. I'm just Lucy and Thomas's mom.
And because I would forget the name of kids.
That's how I have, like, my one neighbor is Elizabeth down the street. That's how she's in my phone forever and always.
Yeah. I hate changing it.
I can't.
So, well, speaking of Shannon, before you were a mom.
Oh, boy.
What were you like as a kid?
I mean, I love this. We're just diving right in. Okay.
Yeah, we are.
So, me as a kid, well, I was the baby of our family. So I have two older brothers, and I definitely wore that baby badge like pretty proudly, because it was boy, boy, girl. So to be the baby of the family and be a girl, I was like,
That's special.
So according to my brothers, I'm sure they would say I was like pretty obnoxious.
Really?
But honestly, I was very much, when I look back, I was very much a people please. I was the baby, so I definitely felt that a little bit and wore that badge proudly. But I also I thought my brothers were the coolest thing in the whole world. So they were both really good basketball players. So I just thought I was a good basketball player, but I wasn't at all. And when I was a freshman in high school, Josh was a senior and Ryan was a sophomore, and my brothers were they were super cool and they were athletes and everybody knew them, and we're from a small town. So I just felt I thought I was so cool that I was Josh and Ryan's little sister,
And what did you do? What sports were you into?
I did all the things. So I, as a little kid, did soccer. I played softball, also was terrible at that. But yet, if you asked me as a kid, I'd be like, I was a pretty awesome athlete. Was not good at softball. Then I sort of, in middle school, found my sport. I played volleyball. I ran track and field. The big joke anytime at work, how they do everybody say a fun fact about themselves. My fun fact that I love to share, because I just think it's kind of funny, is that I hold the 8th grade triple jump record for our school. I'm sure somebody obviously beat it by now, but who's checking? So I did long jump, triple jump, all the different things in track and field. But volleyball was where I loved volleyball. And all my girlfriends played too. And we were the first female volleyball team of our school. And we went on to it was fun. But yeah, so me as a kid, I was spastic, but also go with the flow, if that makes sense. I was very much a people pleaser, which I didn't realize until much later in life. I didn't love any type of conflict. You know what I mean? I mean, most people don't love conflict.
Is that because maybe the family dynamic? I know that your mom was a single mom.
Yeah.
And so I think that kind of when there's changes in the home environment, you tend to want to make it better for everybody.
Yeah, no, I think so. And so my parents were high school sweethearts.
Mm-hmm.
And, they graduated high school. I don't know. I think they had a couple apartments and stuff like that. But they got married when my mom was 20, turning 21.
Yeah.
Then had my brother when they were she was still 21, turning 22. So basically, by the time they were 25, they had 3 kids. They built a house. It was just crazy. And my mom, she was a stay-at-home mom for that period. I think she still did catering. She was always doing something. But yeah, I think my parents, when I look at them now, I'm how were you guys ever married? They don't make sense to me. And I don't think they were ever, I think we're all oh, it's great because you had 3 kids out of it, but I don't remember them together, if that makes sense.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I think there's a lot that when I talk to Erin, we talk about childhood, I'm I don't remember. I just don't remember. When you ask me questions, I'm I don't know. I don't remember. So I think maybe there's just stuff, and it's my own defense mechanism just to sort of kind of
protecting
push
you.
it down and
Yeah,
protect
not
myself.
think
Like, I don't
about
really
it.
remember. So I don't feel like I grew up in like a chaotic household, but I was also very young when they did separate, because being baby, I think they were divorced by the time I was 3, you know? So I don't really remember.
Yeah.
I know for my brothers, they definitely remember sort of more than I do, but I'm sure that whole people please, I'm sure some of that comes from just.
And also maybe being the youngest.
Yeah.
You know, like I think like you want to make other people happy because that gives you attention too, right?
Totally.
Like when you're
yes. Yeah.
So that might be
and
one of the reasons.
It's funny because like I did love attention, and I've shared before, my mom is one of 9, my dad's one of 7, but we were just naturally closer with my mom's family,
Right.
even though my grandparents lived 5 minutes apart. But we lived with my mom,
Right.
and my grandparents, like, thank God for them. They were the best example of what love is between 2 adults, if that makes sense, like between a married couple. So they were a really good example to me. And my parents were amazing. Like they figured it out. They made it work. My mom is literally the hardest working person I've ever seen, because when everything went down, like, she put herself through nursing school because she was like, I have to support this family. I have 3 kids. Like, she has strength unlike anything I've ever seen before. And when I ask her about it, she's like, I don't even know, Shannon. Like, I was in survival mode. I just did what I had to do. And I think that's what we as women do, right? Is like, and she's a really good example of that. Like, she did what she had to do. But
I think about being a single mom with 3 kids.
Yeah.
All those single moms out there, you are amazing, because what you go through, and I mean, on top of like other life stressors, right?
Yes.
Like beyond just raising the kids and different personalities and then having to make money.
Well, and
and all the sports.
So much stuff. And I'm like, how did you do it, Mom? Because, it was just pretty much, it was her income. But being a nurse is a tough gig because it's not a regular, she used to work 3 to 11 all the time. So I'm like, well, how did we get like to the places we needed to go? I honestly don't remember, but I think my grandparents were a big help. Neighbors were a help. Aaron's mom was always helping. And our neighbor, Debbie, my mom used to take us there at like 6:00 in the morning before school, because my mom had to get to work, and we would just kind of sit at Debbie's house until it was time to get on the bus. Like, I don't even know what we did, but everybody helped is sort of my point.
We've talked about before what a different society this is, because could you imagine dropping your kids off at my house at 6 a.m.?
No.
Even though I would take them in a minute.
No, but I truly can't.
But that's just not the way that we think.
And I think Debbie was just like, yeah. And she had a son who was Josh's age. And it's just what we did.
It was a community feel, like back in those days. Like everyone kind of helped out and pitched in to make it happen, and it's different now.
But it is wild, like going back to my mom being a single mom, because we did not have, like, finances weren't just flowing, right? Like, there wasn't just money.
Yeah.
I was definitely taught at a very young age, like, money does not grow on trees.
Right.
And we work for what we have. You have to earn, we did our chores. And I'm honestly so grateful for that, because it wasn't just we got everything, but I never felt like we went without, if that makes sense. So we truly didn't have a ton, but my mom made it work. I don't know how she did it, but I think there were times she was making a decision, like, which utility bill are we paying this month to then get through to the next. And again, I do think, family was very helpful. But I remember 2 quick stories. I remember one, I wanted to make my mom feel special. So what I did is I took a regular envelope and I cut the little like circle where the address is. I taped saran wrap on the back because I thought I was like super crafty. And I was trying to make it look like a bill. Like, what? So that when she got the mail, she would think there was a bill, but then really I wrote her a letter telling her I loved her.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But like, I did it as a bill. And another time, my poor mom, it was her birthday. And I was probably like, I don't know, 10, 12, something like that. And I invited all the neighbors over to have a surprise party for my mom. But like, I didn't clean the house. I didn't do the things you're supposed to do. I didn't know how to be a host. So my mom comes home from a super stressful day of work and she's like, why is everybody here?
That is the best story.
No food. Like the house, I'm sure, was not like as tidy as my mom would want it to be.
So what did you do? Did you guys order pizza? Did your mom tell everyone to go home?
I'm pretty sure it probably lasted like 10 minutes. And all the neighbors were just like, sorry, we were trying to like make Shannon feel like she was trying to make
Happy birthday.
So anyways, that's a little more about.
Wow. I love that story. So going through your childhood, did you always know that you wanted to be a mom and have a family?
Yes.
And so you always knew that?
Always.
And
always.
did you
It wasn't even a question. Like I was like, yeah. And in my mind, I was like, I'll have 3 kids. Actually, I never thought about that. I'll have 2 boys and a girl just because that's what I knew as me.
Oh.
Yeah. I always, like, there was no question in my mind. Like I thought you go to school, you go to college, you get married, you have kids. Like that's what I wanted. Yeah.
That's what it is. And now here you are.
I know, right?
Married.
With 3 kids.
3 kids, 2 boys. I mean, that's awesome.
But when I was pregnant with Lucy and found out she was a girl, I felt a little tinge of disappointment because in my mind, like I didn't realize I had always thought this, but I just thought because I came from a family of boy, girl, I just it's so silly when I say it out loud. I just thought, of course I'm going to have a boy first because then they're like the protector and they're the boy. Now oh my gosh, thank God Lucy. Like she's so, oh my gosh. And like now having the Lucy and Matthew age gap and her being just so naturally maternal, it's the best thing ever. But it's funny how in the moments, like you just kind of think things will be a certain way, you know?
Right. Yeah. And so thinking about things being a certain way, how has motherhood looked different for you than what you imagined it to be?
Gosh. I mean, how hasn't it looked different? Like, I so many ways, you know, it's just so funny from the very first, like from when well, let me take a step back because I'm also very stubborn. So I say how I'm like a people pleaser, but I'm very, very stubborn. And so when I was in labor with Lucy and my husband, Tim, was like really trying to be helpful. This was before we went to the hospital. And he's like, why don't you get in the bath? I was like, I don't want to get in the bath. I'm fine. I don't need medicine. I was so determined that I was going to do this all naturally. Oh, yeah. I was like, of course I'll do it all naturally. Like, I am woman, watch me work. Like, I thought, but I like created these things in my head that were like important tick boxes when really, who cared? Like, I mean, I ended up getting the drugs. I was like, holy shit, this is horrible. But I remember Tim being like, why don't you get it back? I was like, I hate baths. Leave me alone. And then when we got to the hospital and I was actually having her, I'll never forget because I'm a very spastic person, but the actual, and I know this isn't everybody's experience, but like I was in labor for like 24 hours of all the craziness, but actually pushing her out and having that experience, I have never felt more powerful in my entire life. Yeah. Like I remember that surge of like, holy shit, I did that. And then when I had Thomas, though, it was very different. Like he was a little bit bigger. His shoulder was displaced. And on that last breath, I didn't hold the push and my legs collapsed. And I've never felt less powerful in my life. Like I felt like such a failure because so it's just weird how you can create these scenarios of how you think things should be and then plays out different. But I thought motherhood, you know, I thought I was going to be a great mom. I thought.
Which you are.
But thank you. But I did not anticipate when she was first born how crazy I would become. Like, I was so obsessed with her to a point that it like wasn't healthy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't think, I've mentioned this before, but I didn't think anybody could look at her the right way, hold her the right way. Certainly nobody could like feed, you know, it was just, I felt like I had to do all of it. And I was very protective in that way. And that's why it spiraled into like, how am I supposed to go back to work? How am I supposed to leave her daycare? Like, how am I supposed to do any of this? Because I was just very
And when was it having, because they always say the first one, you're kind of hypersensitive to all those things, but then you have the next child and it kind of like, you kind of calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the third child, it's like,
oh my gosh,
he's over there eating dirt.
He's taking care of himself. No kidding.
Matthew? I don't know. Where is he? He'll come back.
No, and you know, it's also like each baby has such a different personality because Lucy was colicky and Lucy had acid reflux. So it was hard. Like there were things that I just didn't expect. And we couldn't lay her flat because of her acid reflux. So I was sleeping with her on my chest and like while sitting up. And Thomas was so chill. Like he was, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, are some people's first like this?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, all these moms that I'd be like, isn't this the hardest thing in the world? Or if they had a Thomas, they're probably like, what's she talking about? You know?
Right.
So it was, yes, I was a very different parent, but he was also a very different baby.
Oh.
And maybe he was a different baby because maybe I was more relaxed. Like I was so uptight with Lucy. Like I can laugh. I can say it out loud now. Right. If you would have said that to me in the moment, be like, get out of my house and never look at me again. And my family and friends handled me really well in those moments.
That's nice.
I was pretty, I didn't want to hear anyone else's feedback though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's like your mom knows best.
Yeah. Everybody treaded real carefully.
And everyone has a different experience and everyone's kid's different.
Yeah.
And our brains change after we have kids. We become heightened in everything. Yes. And that's why I just read something about how when men are snoring at this stage of life and after we've had children, we're always waking up so much because we don't sleep as deeply.
Right.
And so that's why I'm always beating up Matt.
You're like, do it, Matt.
Stop breathing. That's like what I say every night. Well, let's change gears and tell me what you think the funniest parenting moment has been so far.
Oh my!
Do you have one?
Honestly, like there are so many moments that I'm like, did that actually just happen?
So we're gonna think about it, but in the meantime, what was one of the hardest motherhood stages for you? I know we're still in it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I feel like every stage there was like different hard parts, right? Because when they're little babies, you just feel so helpless when they're crying and nothing you do is working and it's exhausting and you haven't slept and you still have all the real adult responsibilities. But, like that was really hard. And for me, actually, like leaving Lucy at daycare was like I told you, they were like, you have to leave. You're making this so much worse. Like I was like, oh. I'm telling them how to take care of my daughter. I'm handing them sound machines and loveys and they're like, we got this. And then as they get older, it's so hard because they're their own little people, which is amazing and everything that we want.
Right.
But then you find yourself battling with a little person and you're like, what am I doing? Like I find that very, that's part that I find very hard is like, I'm so proud of them and so like it's everything I ever wanted. And then I'll have moments where I'm like, how could I be talking to, how am I having this type of conversation with this little person,
I know.
So I feel like that's been really hard. Like for me, I've talked about like my mom guilt's through the roof and
yeah. Which one's most like you?
Lucy.
Your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So she's here to, oh yeah.
Yeah, we find out because so I talked about how I was a pushover as a kid, but then something switched in me. Like when I moved and started working in Manhattan, which was, I was always so focused on work and so determined. And one thing I can definitely say about myself and feel very confident is I'm a very hard worker, like always have been. My parents instilled that in me. But when you move from a little town in Pennsylvania and went to college in a little town in Pennsylvania, and then you go to Manhattan to fulfill your dreams, like you got to get a thick skin fast. And I will say my friends who like knew me pre and post were like, okay, like there she is, because I've always been spicy and I've always been all of those things, but I was still, I didn't want to rock the boat.
Right.
And then being in New York and trying to, I was so focused on my career And I grew up a lot. And as I said, I really did get that thick skin, and I sort of understood some of the naivety. Is that the right? Like, I was very naive in so many ways, and I figured things out, fairly quickly. So I say all of this because with Lucy, I'm like, I want her to be strong, independent, fierce woman who is, a leader and not going to take crap from anybody. And I mean,
Right.
I think you know her. I mean, I was worried when she was younger. Everyone always said like, "Oh, she's so shy." But Lucy's very smart, and I think Lucy was always. She would sort of observe, and take on, like, understand her surroundings, and kind of figure out who's who, and then figure out where she wanted to fit into all of it. And I think it's serving her well, but it also makes us butt heads quite a bit because she's a fierce, strong little girl.
Yeah.
Which I love. Like, she's going to rule the world. She's going to run some company, but we have our battles.
Because when she's with me, I see someone like she says what she thinks and, but when she was with you, I felt like she was more quiet. But then there was a side of Lucy that I was like, oh, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, she's not afraid to speak up and say what she thinks.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really great quality to have, especially when a lot of kids don't speak up and say what they think.
Yeah.
It's like a voice they have to learn, but she's already got it, which is
I hope so.
a really good thing.
Yeah, I hope so. It's funny because, as we said, you're kind of a different parent to each of your kids. I definitely baby Thomas. I mean, I do. And it's because he was my baby for 5 years,
Yeah.
And I think birth order is just very, very real. But then Matthew's he's like, I shouldn't be saying this out, but he's like golden boy, like he's so cute and so funny. And the age gap actually served us very well. So
yeah, I think
they all have like different bits of me and bits of Tim. It's kind of amazing watching these little people become their own fiercely independent selves, right?
And can you imagine, like, as they go into junior high and high school, and you're going to have these like big boys in your house? It's going to be wild to watch.
It is really crazy to think about. And like with our girls already, I don't know. It's like different. When I was in 4th grade, I was still wearing like Umbros, big t-shirts, and going to school with my hair in a slicked back pony.
Yeah.
I didn't care at all what I looked like. I was very much, me and all my friends, we were like tomboys, but not even on purpose. Like I was always like, I'm not going to wear makeup. I don't know why I used to say that. Like, I love makeup.
Yeah.
I used to always say
and now
that as a kid.
that's girls are, I have to tell Quinn, you're not putting makeup on before school. Like, what is happening?
I know.
You are 9.
Isn't it funny?
You have beautiful skin.
Right. Don't put stuff on.
Don't put anything on your skin.
Yeah.
It's a different world. So what would you say are 1 to 3 words that your kids would describe you?
Unfortunately, the first word that comes to mind now, because they have told me so many times, is cringy.
Oh, that's the new word for cool. You're a cool mom.
They definitely mean it as like, like they think I am so ridiculous. But I think that they also think, I think that they think I'm fun. They know I'm They know I'm a safe place. Like, they know I'm like, mom loves hugs, and I'm like, come on, what does mommy need? And they'll be like, oh. So like, as much as I think they think I'm cringy, I think they obviously know mommy's safe place. And I mean, there are definitely times they would say that I'm pretty strict, but I have to be.
Let's take a quick break.
To our local Charleston listeners, you're going to want to hear this. Bloom is a one-day conference on March 14th for women who just need space to breathe, to step away from the noise of everyday life and be reminded of who they are in Jesus. So many of us spend our days pouring into everyone else, and Bloom is simply a day where you get to be poured into. Through worship, encouraging teaching, and time spent in community, their hope is that you leave feeling refreshed, restored, and deeply reminded that you are seen and loved by God. You don't have to have everything together to come. Just come as you are. If that sounds like something that your heart needs, You can grab your ticket over at bloomconferencellc.com. Remember, that's on March 14th, and you can get your ticket on bloomconferencellc.com.
When Griffin says that about me, it blows my mind.
Because you're like, you get to do so many things.
Everything.
But maybe strict isn't the word, but I feel like we're the, not enforcers. My gosh, that makes me sound like we're running a prison. But like,
we are.
Like there has to be structure or we're like going to fall apart. But I'm also somehow the most organized, disorganized person in the world. Like, you know, I'm the most chaotic. You say I come in here like a tornado. Like, I'm so chaotic, but somehow organized. It makes sense.
You go to her house and it is perfect.
No, it's not.
But she'll be saying, I'm sorry, this is dirty. And I'm like, what is she talking about right now? Like, her house is perfect, even with the kids.
It's so not, but
it really is.
I try.
I think that
like
because you live there, you don't recognize it, maybe?
You know how we like things a certain way. And I feel like, I don't know. But when things are, I've definitely become the person that it's very hard for me to function when things aren't where they're supposed to be.
So one thing I want to touch on is
I have no idea what you're about
I know you don't know. I'm using my own brain for this one. All right. So a couple years ago, I would say to you, Shannon, like, you love design. You need to do something with design, Shannon. You got to do something with this. Like, you're creative. You have a gift here.
You're so sweet.
And you love doing it. So were you always into design, or talk about, I mean, I know that you redid your house when you were back in Jersey.
Yeah. So you're so sweet. I love that you're bringing this up because you're right. So it's so funny because if you
it's a big part of you.
You would have asked me, are you a creative person? I would say, no, there's not a creative bone in my body. Like, I just never thought of it in that way. But it's so funny because you have pushed me, like so many family and friends have said, like, you've been very kind and said, you have a talent, but I always just do what feels good to me and what I like. And I don't know if it's like good, bad, right, wrong. I just kind of do what I like. But I was thinking about this, and even when I was a little girl, I was always the kid. I could never sleep. And I would be up rearranging furniture in my room. I would have the hammer and nails out like a crazy person. And God bless my mom, she just let me run with it. I'm hanging stuff. I'm moving stuff around. So I've always loved interior design, but didn't know really that that's what it was, right? And then, as I got, it was funny because we never had a lot of, I never had like a big budget to do anything. So even Tim and I, our first apartment, we lived in a basement apartment in Jersey City, and I had all hand-me-down furniture, but it was us. And it looked like the best I could make it look in those. And I look back at pictures and it's hysterical. Like, my color palette was disgusting.
I was just going to ask you if you have pictures.
I need to find them. I mean,
I want to see them.
When I was in college, I was in like a big zebra print phase, and I thought I was so cool. Everything was black, white, and with red is the accent. Like, ew. But we grow up and we figure things out. But then all of our houses, I've just put my little stamp on it, I'll say. And this past, just not that long ago, I finally decided, my life took some turns after having Matthew, and I did it. I pulled the trigger on just, I hadn't posted anything on social media for 4 years, and then suddenly came out of nowhere with a brand new account, and I'm sharing my home. Like, I don't ever act like I'm an expert or like this pro who's going to give everybody tips, but I feel like just sharing what I enjoy and what I love has brought me joy. And I feel like 2026, if I'm doing the things that bring me joy.
Yeah.
And doing this, what we're doing here, brings me, it's like become a massive passion. It brings me joy.
Yes.
I think for so many years, it's so easy as moms to like push our own things down, and push it aside and put everybody else first. And I can say, I feel like this is the first time I'm like really putting, pre-kids, as I said, my career was like I was so tunnel vision on that. And then even when the kids were little, I was always very worried. I'm like, I'm good at what I do. And I know I'm good at what I do because I give it 100%.
Right.
So then when I had kids, I was like, well, I want to give them 100%. And I really struggled with how am I still going to be amazing at work and an amazing mom if I can't give both of them 100%? Do you know what I mean?
That is a really good question.
Like I've struggled with that. And I think this year is really the first time I've been like, you know what? I'm going to do
And I
something
think
that I enjoy.
I think you found
Yeah.
the answer, because when you're doing something that brings you joy,
Yeah.
your kids feel it.
Yes. Yeah.
And then they're living their best lives because mom is.
It's so true.
Because it's all about you set the tone for the house.
It is so true. And when I'm like just so stressed and out there, like everybody feels it. And it's not to say that just because I found the thing, but I feel like being able to identify, like how you always said, like you're a creative person.
Yes.
I'm like, no, I'm not. But it's because I've always thought, because I've always worked in agencies and I've always thought as creative as like, a copywriter, a graphic designer, but it's very different. Like I can just see things a certain
You don't
way.
have to go to school to become an interior designer
Right.
just to prove that you're good at design.
Yeah.
Because everybody has different design ideas.
Right.
Everybody, what one person likes, another person. When I was in the jewelry business, it was like, maybe that ring is not for that person, but it's for one person.
Yeah.
One person's going to love that. And so I think that's why I was pushing you so much too, is because you're going to have people that love what you do. Like, I love what you do with the doors. I love like the wallpaper on the side of the door. I mean, oh my God, I can't wait to do that.
But it's so nice. Like you have pushed me for years. You're
very creative.
And I always said, oh, but we live in Charleston and my style is so not Charleston.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the traditional Southern style at all.
But guess what? Everyone has moved here from somewhere else.
Right.
Just like you.
Right.
And so you have a way of kind of making it your own that still fits into Charleston.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
I feel like.
Yeah. It's been really fun to just kind of share, because I say like, it's just, I'm all about your home feeling functional, but you want to love it,
Yes. Because you spend a lot of time there.
Yeah.
Especially these days, like after COVID, that's where we spend our time mostly, right? We don't go out like we used to.
No. And we're on. We don't do anything.
God. Oh my God.
Geez.
Well, speaking of that, I think that give us what you would consider a biggest mom fail.
Oh my gosh. Honestly.
Because our listeners, we all
I hate this.
have it.
I have so many. There's so many. I'm like riddled with mom guilt of all of my mom fails. But I would say like the thing that I seriously can't believe that I do, like I yell. Like I think I did not realize how hard it was going to be to regulate my own emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will lose my cool so fast. And then that is when I have someone once said, like, when you're losing it with your kids, like look at their hands, and you realize like they're just itty bitty little people. And I try really hard in the moment to be like, stop. But yeah, I that's a huge fail of mine. But then I have also like silly fails where like, I leave the house. I'm like, uh-oh, I don't have a diaper bag with me. Don't poop, Matthew, because mom forgot a diaper bag. Or last week at Lucy's softball game, I didn't look at the weather and her game was at 7:30 at night. The temperature dropped so significantly. It was freezing.
Oh my God.
Thank God for the moms that are. I'm like, who are you guys? How are you guys so prepared? They all had extra blankets and hand warmers. So we're all warming up Matthew because mom didn't have even a jacket for him. And Thomas was in shorts. So I'm like,
that's what a village is all about. You have to have other moms. So you don't have to think of every single thing all the time.
And my mom was here. She's like, well, a lot of people just leave blankets in their car. I'm like, oh, but I forgot. Because when I clean out my car, I get so sick of everything. I take it all out. And then I'm like, oh. So yeah, I'm like, I have the big fails through to the little fails, and forgetting school. That's been my latest thing. I forget all the school parties. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Suddenly I'm putting myself first and now everyone else is just like,
You mean you don't read the 75 emails that come home all the time? You don't know about every single monthly picnic?
isn't it? I mean, I cannot keep up. Can't keep
It's
up.
too much.
Mm.
I mean, my mom never came to my school. Like, we didn't have
No,
anything.
it was different. It was different.
There was nothing. You don't
I
come.
know.
You don't drop your kids off to then
To then
go
right
hang
back.
out
I know.
with your kids at school.
But you know what's crazy is when we were in COVID, I was like, oh, I hate that I'm missing out on getting to do because we couldn't do anything during COVID times. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, it's too much.
I know.
Like, it's too much.
I know. That's why we had to really enjoy being home. I think I did for a certain period of time. But I don't know. I think it's okay.
Well, I think so too. I think they're fine.
I think
Builds character.
I think they're loved and they're in a safe home.
That's my biggest hope is that and I genuinely can say I know my kids know that they're loved.
They are.
You know.
And that's what means
as
the
much
most.
as like they'll tell me like, you're the worst mom ever. I have to believe that they don't actually mean that. And they're just, they're also going from 0 to 60.
I think that's a form of love.
I hope so, because I hear
because if they get what they want all the time and there's no structure and they can just, sit on Fortnite for 14 hours straight, then you're doing something wrong.
But my problem is I'll be like, do you want to go to a house and see what it's like? And I'm like, woo. That stuff flies out of my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've said that. Why don't you go find another place to live?
I've said it too. And they're like, I'm leaving. I'm like, all right, it's pack. Figure it out. Where are you going to go and get this much like love and attention? Truly.
Yeah, for reals.
But I think when they're, I don't know. I think maybe there's like Thomas's 7-year-old brain. That's probably a lot for him to process. Because actually just last night he was flipping. And I was like, I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud. But you had asked me before about like this is another huge fail.
It's not a fail.
We might have to edit this one out. I don't know. But last night he was flipping out. I don't remember what it was about. And I was like, these houses are like very close together. Our neighbors are probably going to call the police.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then what's going to happen is they're either going to take me away
or take you.
And he was like, oh my God, don't say that. And then I'm like, great. Just ruined that. Like now.
Did he stop screaming?
For a second. And then he went right back to it. But like, so I say these things. I hate myself for saying them. And then they're not even effective. And now the thing is with like, he's going to be thinking about that. Like he won't just forget that mom said that. He's going to think about the fact that I said someone's going to call the police.
Do you think he will though? I don't know.
Oh, he'll bring stuff up later. And I'm like, oh
he
God,
does.
I didn't know you were still thinking about that. So mom fail.
I always hope mine will just forget all the terrible things I say.
And then I'm like, this is going to be the only stuff they remember, not all the magical moments we make for them. Like that's
the magic. I'm burnt out of the magic.
Too much magic. We didn't have magic.
No. You got an Easter basket. Why are we doing something for every other month?
It is too much. It really is too much.
It is. But you know what?
We've tipped over the edge for sure.
I think that's what's kind of brought us here to MomCom.
It's true.
So let's kind of tell them how we
oh my gosh,
reeled this one in.
Well,
that was like throwing my cast on you.
No, MomCom is like serious. Wait a minute. MomCom is 100% your baby. Like not your baby, but like you. This whole thing, Nicole had in her mind. I think for a very long time, Nicole, you've known you wanted to talk about motherhood in a way that's very honest, and you and I would have our honest conversations. I mean, you're literally, I've said that, I say it all the time, but you're the most honest, genuine human being I've ever met in my life.
Oh,
like you literally say what you're thinking. It's true though. I mean, because you don't, you're like, no, this is, and you have such conviction. And I think I think that's amazing. Like you're not going to waver. You're like, this is what I believe and this is what we're going to do. Like, in your life, you're like that. And I think that's such a huge quality. And so Nicole would talk about, like, I just think we need to do something. Like, moms need to hear more honest reality about how crazy this is. And so we talked about, like, Nicole absolutely has to write a book. Like, her story, we haven't even scratched the surface on her story. And then Nicole was like, I think we should do a podcast. I'm like, you should do a podcast. And so I was a publicist early in my career. And I'm like, yeah. And so Nicole, being Nicole, like she's networking, and through Hannah, who does her eyebrows, was introduced to Jillian, who has a podcast. And she was like, Shannon, come to this meeting with me. Like, let's grab coffee with Jillian. I'm like, yeah. So we're in this meeting talking about podcasts. And the whole time I have my publicist behind the scenes brain on. Because again, as a publicist, like, you're the one who is helping put people out there. Like, I was in the green room at the Today Show, like, doing media prep with my clients, but I'm not the one in front of the camera. So I think that's going to be me and you behind the scenes. And so, but Nicole the whole time has a totally different vision.
Yeah.
And so when so then she's like, no, we're doing this. I was like, yeah, I know. Like, I'll help you. She's like, no. Like, we're doing it. And here's the best part is, like, you were ready and I wasn't.
That's right.
I was not ready because it wasn't natural to me to just be so vulnerable, because I always thought, I've always been the person that's like, everything's good, everything's fine. I mean, my closest people obviously knew all the chaos, but for me to just openly share, it was hard. And so what's amazing is I feel like you knew this was going to be our thing. I didn't quite know it yet, but you never pressured me. You waited until, and then remember I was like, I'm ready. Let's do this.
I was like, I have a meeting at the library. Do you want to come see it?
Yeah.
You know, it's just.
But you're the brains behind it all. You were the doer behind it all. Like, you put this all in motion and found this amazing, like, you did all of that. And I feel like I got really lucky to just kind of come along for the ride.
No, because it was in my mind for a long time, but timing is everything.
Yeah.
And how it's meant to be.
Yeah.
If it was just me by myself sharing my stories, I don't think that's as impactful as having you, who is very creative and have your own story. And we are the same but different.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a lot of value there.
Yeah.
And I just knew that we would make a good team, which is so funny because anyone that knows me knows that I don't work well in a team. I'm telling you.
Well, you do in this team.
But I
we work.
Because this is different.
Yeah.
It's true.
And it's
different. Like, you
like
and I were friends, and we were at dinner. I think it was like the last dinner we went to.
A million years ago.
And Shannon was telling me something. And I was like, Shannon, it's not you. It's motherhood. And then I was like, ding, 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 ding. I'm like, Shannon, that's the name, you know? And it was like,
it's so naturally
you
just
and
came
I
out. Yeah.
talking about the craziness that is motherhood.
Yes.
And how insane it is.
Absolutely insane. And then the more we say it out loud, the more people are saying, like, yes, that is exactly how it feels.
Yeah.
And so, motherhood.
But you're not allowed to talk about it.
Not allowed to talk about it. But MomCon was definitely born out of, like, your experience and recognizing that there's a real void in it. Like, there's so much parenting information, but I feel, our hope is just doing it a little different.
Just doing it differently.
Like,
and
it's been so refreshing. I feel like just in our few episodes we've done, like, I've been able, like,
we're having the best time.
Oh my God, this is my therapy.
And that's what life is about.
Yeah.
Like, finding something beautiful amidst all the chaos, I think, is what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
And like, being able to talk to somebody who doesn't make you feel bad or judge you about you yelling at your kids for getting a picnic or not bringing a blanket, or like, and that rallies around you and says, hey, I got the blanket. I got you, girl.
Right.
That's what we need more of.
Absolutely.
Not that, I don't do that.
Right.
Life's never been a problem for me, so I don't know what you're doing wrong. I've gotten a lot of that.
My kids don't do that.
No.
Yeah, like, that doesn't help.
Oh, I don't let them have an iPad. Oh my God, no. I mean, it's real life, guys.
Right. Right.
you know? And
Figuring it
so
out. And
we're not all perfect.
no.
And we're not going to have it all together.
No.
But if you can share with your friend,
Yeah.
that's like
And I think that was
golden.
like the whole hope is then to share
Yes.
with anybody who is willing to listen. you
Yeah,
know,
and
once a
share with
week.
us.
Yes.
Like, we want to know, like, what are you going through? What do you need help with? How can we support you?
And I think that's been such an amazing part of this journey so far for us, Nicole, is how many moms and how many people have reached out to say,
it's true.
I feel that. Or
Yeah.
I always felt alone in that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not patting our backs here, but I think your vision, like, I'm so glad that you pushed to do this. And you have been someone who has made me realize, like, timing is everything and
It is.
trust in
The
the universe and the way things. I've never been like a trust in the universe. This is same
We're
but
getting
different.
there.
Like, we have. This is. I don't know if it's obvious to everyone who listens to us or not, but we have a lot of similarities and a lot of differences,
Yeah.
and I think that's what makes us work
Yeah.
because we're not just like, yeah, me too. There's a lot of stuff,
Right.
and I think we help each other in some of the other areas too, right? Like,
yeah.
I
I definitely think there's like that. And not everyone is the same. Like
that's
in
the beauty
friendships,
of
like
it.
that's the
Yeah.
beauty of it, right? That
Yeah.
not everyone is the same. We have different ideas and thoughts, and
Yeah.
we all mother differently.
Yeah. It's true.
But we're all humans
Yes.
living this experience in
And
different ways, but we can still support
Yeah.
one another, which I
True.
think is what we do for each other and why we wanted to share it with other people.
Wait, that's such a beautiful message. You're so right.
Right?
That we can all still be different and approach things differently, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't all support each other.
Yeah.
Period. Like,
That's it.
there it is.
There it is.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Wow, look at my brain working. Holy crap, I'm on fire today. But now we're going to do something.
Oh, gosh. I forgot.
That we love.
Oh. So,
And this is a segment that Shannon came up with.
did I?
Yeah,
No, I
she
think
did.
you did.
No, you did.
Well, either way, I know that I did not read these questions in advance. Okay.
We're going to do our rapid fire with Shannon.
Okay.
And it's going to be awesome.
I'm excited.
Me too. All right, let's go. Last thing you Googled.
How to pronounce Koopa. Because it's actually Coop. Coupe.
Wait, why?
Because I bought ones at the thrift store. See how I'm such a weirdo? I'll tell you about it later. Yes. I haven't said it out loud yet because I thought it was Koopa, but it's telling me it's Coop.
What is a coupe?
Like for champagne, like those cute glasses.
Oh, are we using those?
Well, I bought them. They were $2 each and they're so pretty.
From the Goodwill?
There's a new thrift store I found. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
yeah. Another fun fact about Shannon is that she loves thrift stores, and she could go into the Goodwill and she could find a dress that's totally the style's in season, and she could get it for $5.
It's true. I have been a bargain hunter my whole entire life.
She is so good at it.
Like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, now Home Goods, like all of those have been my go-to places. And then thrifting is like next level amazing. You just have to have patience for it.
And I don't.
And you have to go in with zero expectations.
I don't
have
have
to go in being like, I have to find a dress to wear for my birthday. Because that's what that dress you're talking about, I did wear for my birthday. It's the last time we went to dinner.
Yes, it was.
If I went in thinking I want to find that, I wouldn't. But I ran in with like 10 seconds with Matthew on my hip, and I was like, ooh, that's a really pretty pattern. Pulled it out, bought it, boom.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was the dinner where we said we came up with the tagline.
It was. And we were back, maybe I had a Koopa.
I can't wait to come over and drink out of your Koopa.
It's going to take us 10 years to get through a 60-second segment.
All right. Well, current unhinged Amazon purchase.
Oh, gosh.
Do you use Amazon?
Yes, I do use Amazon, but I feel like I've been so frugal lately. I've been trying. What's in my cart right now is teeth whitening strips.
Oh, okay. I love that for you. Your toxic trait as a mom.
Yelling.
Oh, it's okay. We all do it. Like your throat hurts from screaming. I know.
And also, like, expecting that everyone's already in my mind to know what my expectation is. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I feel like everyone should know that this is what we're supposed to be doing next, or that, like, of course you have to pick that up first. You know what I mean? So then I sort of get heated before anyone even knows that was mom's expectation. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. They should read your brain.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Children.
Right?
I don't want everybody reading my mind.
Just your husband and your kids.
My husband sometimes.
God. Husband. We should do an episode about husbands.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring them on, too.
I was just going to say, let's bring them on.
And then
Matt would do it.
And then rage text them.
I know Matt would do it.
Favorite way to avoid responsibilities?
Oh, my gosh. Favorite way? Meaning, like...
Checkout time.
Okay, well, my terrible... Like, if I ever get to watch TV, which is so rare anymore, I like to watch Love is Blind.
Oh, okay.
It's like my turn my brain off show.
You know, Renee just said to watch, she likes the one about age. There's a new one, and it's a dating show where you don't know the age.
Oh.
And she said it's really good.
Really?
I haven't watched it yet.
I mean, the other way I avoid responsibility is when I finish dropping the kids off from school, I sit in my car for that extra 5 minutes. That's like my move. Literally this morning, Tim was like, were you just sitting in the car for a little bit? I'm like, yeah, I just needed a minute.
And then what do you do while you're in the car?
Well, lately I've been like, this morning I was doing Mom-Com stories or LTM. So I'm still working. But it's the work I like.
Yes,
like it brings me joy doing these projects.
What's your I deserve this purchase?
Oh my. I haven't thought about that.
These are good, huh?
They're really good. I mean, honestly, like the one truly nice thing in my closet, like really nice thing in my closet is my YSL bag.
I do love that bag.
I just felt like I deserve this.
Yeah.
And Tim surprised me with it, which was really nice. But I don't know. I have $5 thrift store dresses and then like one nice bag. So balance?
Balance. For sure. What do you bribe your kids with?
Oh my gosh.
Do you bribe your kids?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I feel like I bribe them with everything. Like, not everything. Unfortunately, I do think sometimes I bribe them with like dessert, which is so bad. And again, something I said I wouldn't do. And I also think like I bribe them with just like, actually last night I said, go get your shower now. And then we can have a movie night together. You know, go do this now. And then we can do this.
But that's really good.
Yeah. So that's probably more the answer versus like ice cream. It's like, do this thing. And then it's actually, the kids, honestly, most of the time, they just like want to spend time with us, but we're so busy.
True.
And it's so hard to turn off sometimes, which is so bad, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the thing I use a lot.
Okay, I like that. Most embarrassing mom moment?
I mean, I literally just the other day at the ball field when his nose was bright red, his ears were red because Matthew was so cold and I had nothing to offer him. That was pretty embarrassing.
But I know one.
What?
For you.
Do you know another one? I mean, there's so many.
That's so good.
Which
it's the one where you got in the wrong car.
Yeah, how could I forget? See, that's just my life. I'm so chaotic.
That is the best story.
Oh, yes. That poor kid that was in the car. And I went, you know my kid? Like, what? And then I just slammed the door and went into my own car.
So Shannon dropped off the kids in the morning, but she parked in the parking lot to walk them across the crosswalk and then was going to get back in her car to take her other kid to school, the other school.
Yep.
And she got in the wrong car. Which, by the way, there's only one of Shannon's car in the entire area.
It's true.
Like, it's all VW Atlases.
Which is your car.
Every single person. So I constantly am like going to the wrong car because it's literally everyone has it. But then there's only one of
mine.
There's one. But it's black. So
I saw a black SUV. And you know what's funny is it was like a big step up. Like my car's not that big of a step up. And I like hoisted myself up there. I was like, oh my God, what a spaz. Oh my God.
That is the best. I love that so much. What's the weirdest thing in your purse right now?
Here's the weirdest thing in my purse. Well, there's a lot. A toy wrench. Matthew.
If that doesn't say Mom-Com, I don't know.
I literally laughed at myself this morning because I was like, why is this still in my purse? I mean, it's all like this stuff, you know? But then there's also, of course, tampon. Anyways, not what you asked for. The weirdest is the wrench and then Lucy's inhalers.
Oh,
Okay. That was fun.
I love that so much.
A wrench.
All right, this is our last one.
Okay.
How many tabs do you have open in your brain right now?
I thought you were going to ask it because I have like 900 unread text messages right now, which is some sort of crazy. Someone called it out in when I put a screenshot of our conversation.
Yes.
How many tabs are in my brain? Like 40,000 tabs. I have 850 unread texts.
Okay, let's see how many do I have. Unread texts.
Like the green.
All right. I have,
The
text.
messages. That.
Yep, I have 2.
Same but different.
And the one is driving me crazy. But let's see how many emails.
But this is because of like group texts and stuff. Like I'm not going to
too much.
look at them. I can't do it.
All right, let's talk about the emails.
Oh,
though.
no.
How many, okay, inbox. How many do you have?
Oh, wait. Am I looking at how many I haven't read?
Okay, that's 36,945.
Yeah.
I'm at 33,475.
Woo, look at us. You know, this will make some people like cringe.
It's all spam, though.
It's
How
all
do you
spam.
keep up with all the spam?
It's so much spam. And then I have like 5 different email addresses on here too, because then I have this one. Anyways, so in my brain, it's just constant. Even when Lucy grabs my phone, she's like, Mom, why do you have all this stuff open? Because I'm just...
I don't know how you do it. You have your LTM, you have MomCom, you have your work, you have the kids, you've got the sports.
It's like anyone. It's like what my mom said, survival mode. We just do it, right?
We just do it.
Just like you do all your things. You guys have... Hello, you do have another business that you've never even talked about on here.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's true.
But yeah, does this mean I get to interview you next time?
She
you
does.
Get to learn all about Nicole?
I don't know. I'm scared about that one.
I can't wait. There's so much good stuff.
There is. Well, for both of us, I think it's fun to kind of, show our listeners more about who we are and things that we never knew, and I learn about you too.
Yeah, it's fun.
So it is. Well, thank you for joining us and learning more about Shannon. This was really fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh, all right, let's go tackle the day.
Let's get it. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Bye.